Ice Armor is the finest and most complete cold weather clothing system ever designed, period. The Ice Armor collection has you covered from head to toe. It's like wearing a portable fishing shelter on your body. There are blue suit days and gray suit days, but Ice Armor can be customized to match any fishing conditions. Ice Armor, warm, dry, and comfortable, no matter what the weather brings.
Well, we're fishing in the Detroit Lakes area, and a local guide that we know gave us some maps, and we're basically going to be hole hopping. Of course, there's a ton of lakes in this area, so we're going to be moving around fishing for a bunch of different species, and we're starting out on Lake Melissa.
A ton of lakes is right. Detroit Lakes has more than 400 lakes within a 25-mile radius. If the fish aren't biting on one lake, you can rest assured they're biting somewhere in the area. With all that water, actually ice this time of the year, there is one thing you can expect. You'll be doing a lot of drilling to cover all of it.
Well, what I'm looking for when I drop the Vexilar in the holes, I'm looking for a couple of different things. If it's real deep, if I'm close to that 20-foot area, I'm looking for suspended fish. And those are generally going to be crappies. And so that would be, I'd probably be dropping a line there to see if I can hook a few. If it's shallower, if it's, say, 10 feet, I'll be looking for vegetation mainly and seeing if that's coming up off the bottom. And I might even grab a rod with a bigger hook on it and try to snag some of that vegetation to see if it's green. If it's green, it might be producing oxygen, and that might be attracting some of the bluegills in that area. And if it's brown, I might move on and try to find the edge of that vegetation, because those fish might not be holding in that brown decaying vegetation. Alright, I see a fish on the Vexilar. That's a good sign. Looks like a pretty good fish. Ooh. There we go. Get this out of the way. Look at this. Nice little bass got me down in the weeds. Yeah, we moved out. We were up shallower. We were up in about 5 to 7 feet, and we weren't really seeing a lot of weeds. So I moved out a little bit deeper. I got about 10 feet of water here, and it's kind of rare to get nice bass through the ice. As the season progresses and gets closer to spring, it's a little bit more common to get bass, but it's a nice little surprise and nice fish, especially through the ice. Hopefully we'll get a few more and probably some pike too. I've noticed some of the holes around here have some tip-up marks and some frozen smelt laying next to them. So I'm sure there's probably some pike in the area too. So let's see what else we can get. Got that thing off. Got him. Feels like probably another pike. I had this tip up set with a sucker minnow. Whoa! Doesn't want to come up the hole. Nope, look at this. There we go. Like I said, those bass are opportunistic. And I had a pretty good sized sucker minnow set on this tip up, and that bass came and scarfed it right up. So we've caught bass on little tiny baits, in between baits, and great big baits too. And bass through the ice is always pretty fun, pretty much no matter how big they are. But this is definitely a nice fish. We'll get them back in the water Might even be able to get a few more. Oh, got a runner. Feels like a decent fish. I don't know. This could be another nice bass, or it could be a little better northern. Turning out to be a nice tip-up day. Nice pike. Here's a little trick for if you get a really deep hooked fish. This one isn't too bad, but it's back far enough where it's hard to reach from the mouth. And this works for any species, bass, walleyes, just about anything. You know, you take a nice little forceps like this, and you actually go in through the gills. You be real careful not to damage the gills at all. But you can grab the hook when it's in the back of the throat and pop it loose, and you just back that out. Then you can come in through the top and just lift the hooks right out. And you can do that without damaging the fish at all. I'll let this pike go and get it set up. It's turning out to be a great tip-up day. We're catching a few fish jigging. Come on. There he goes. But while we're jigging, we just throw out a tip-up with a sucker minnow hanging under it, and get whatever comes by. Bass, pike. It's tough to beat.